Hi and welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today we have a 2003, it's a Honda Civic with a 1.7 liter engine. The customer complaint is they're driving the vehicle and the check engine light came on and it's been on for a period of time now. The code that's in there is a P0, it's a 128, it's the thermostat, the range performance is out of range. To take you through the diagnostic procedure and then how to go ahead and repair the problem so that we can get this car out the door. So let me bring you over there and I'll show you what to do. Thermostat on this particular vehicle is actually not too bad to do. This is the lower radiator hose and the thermostat is right inside this housing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up now, we're going to drain the radiator down a little bit so we get some of the antifreeze out. We're going to take this hose clamp here off and we're going to remove these 10mm bolts right here. And then we're going to disconnect this sensor here. So let me get some tools and let's get started. Okay, first thing I want to show you is you're going to have to drain the radiator down a little bit, not all the way, but pretty far down. As you can see down here, you see that white little valve right down in here? That valve is to open up the radiator, let the antifreeze out. So I just move this hose out of the way here so I can get your hands down inside there. Open the valve and let it drain out. Make sure you open up the radiator cap so that the fluid can run out of there. Otherwise it gets like builds up like suction inside there and it won't drain out. So we're going to drain that out. Once it finishes draining, then we're going to come over here to our clamp right here. We're going to remove this clamp. And this switch we're going to unplug on the side here. And the way you do that is you just push in on this little tab right here, push it down and pull it out. Just be careful you don't break it. It comes right off like that. Okay. Alright, what we're going to do then, we have that switch disconnected on the side there. And hopefully we're going to see this. We have the switch disconnected, and we're just going to remove this clamp on here. And you just take a pair of regular pliers and squeeze the clamp. And you move it down out of the way, and then you take the hose and you just move the hose a little bit. And you should have a bucket underneath this because your chances are you're going to lose a little bit of antifreeze too. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to close up the drain valve now because it stopped draining. And we're going to move the bucket underneath that side to catch any kind of residual antifreeze that's in there. Don't tighten that valve too tight, it's only made of plastic. And you know what happens if you tighten plastic too tight. You're going to have an issue. So tighten it up as tight as you can by hand. We're going to move our bucket over underneath that hose and then we'll pull the hose off. And we're going to take out those two 10mm bolts that I told you about. Thermostat and take a look at it. And as clear as day, you can see the thermostat is stuck in the open position. Okay? It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen from time to time. So that thermostat is definitely no good. I am going to clean this up right in here. I am going to clean this up in here. Now I'm going to do it on my machine over here to clean this up. If you don't have the machine though, you can use a razor blade. I'll show you. You can use a razor blade to clean it up like this. All of this stuff comes right off. It's really not that bad. Okay? And you clean it all off just like that. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to do it on my machine so it actually cleans everything off really good. So let me clean this up. I'm also going to clean up, I'll show you. I'm going to clean up down in the bottom, down here, where the thermostat would connect to again. You can see it has a little bit of of oxidation on there. We're going to clean that off also. Again, if you have a razor blade, you can use that any way that you can. Razor blade is probably the easiest way to get in on this one. So, all right, let me clean up my housing here, and then we'll come right back and we'll put this job back together and hopefully get it out the door without any real issues. Okay, I just want to point this out. Whenever you install a new gasket, you have to make sure that this little this purge right here, this little air purge right here, this has to be up in the top right up here the way it's supposed to be. These little tabs face to the inside of the engine itself, so we're going to put it together like this now, and this thermostat fits into a groove that's in between in the gasket like this. So we're going to put the gasket around the thermostat where it belongs. Like this. We're going to turn it so that it's centered. The little air purge is centered like this. Now when you put this thermostat in, this air purge here, you want to have that facing towards up on the top. You don't want to have it upside down like this. You want it in there like that. So, all right, let me get in there. We'll put this back together now. Sometimes these will stay in there by themselves. Sometimes they won't. I'm going to try it and see. I'm not screwing it with a ratchet. I'm just going to turn it in by hand as far as I can until the bolt screws in and holds the thermostat housing snug. And I'm going to also hold the housing, don't let go of it. You don't want the gasket to slip. And now we're going to reinstall the other bolt on the bottom right here. Reattach it to the bracket that we previously disconnected it from. And again, screw it by hand. Okay, the reason you want to make sure that you have that in there properly is because if that thermostat slid down, you're going to crack the housing when you tighten it. I'm going to use a smaller ratchet because I don't want to over-tighten it and break anything. I'm just going to snug it down. Snug this one down to this side. You don't have to make it too tight. Snug it in there. Don't use any sealant on there either because it'll seal up by itself. The rubber seal won't stop it from leaking. Next thing we're going to do is remember we disconnected this plug right here. We're going to put that plug back on and you'll feel it snap in place. That's locked in. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab that hose that we took off. We're going to push it back up onto the housing like this. And we're going to grab our clamp. Put one other thing out to you too. I like to use the original clamps because the original clamps are these spring-loaded clamps here. When you lock this clamp, when you open it up with the pliers, you can lock it in place like this so that you can reuse it again. So what you're going to do, or you can just put a new band clamp on there, whatever you prefer. I like to use the original one because it keeps constant pressure. So I'm just going to put that on there, and then I'm going to pop that open. And the way to do that is you can do it two ways. You can do it with a pair of pliers, or you can just get in here with a screwdriver and pop it open with a screwdriver. So it comes right in like that. And then you can move the clamp any way you want to. Okay. I just want to point this out to you now. Now you'll see everything is installed back as exactly as it came apart. The 10mm bolt here is tight. It's got its bracket back on that holds this cable so it doesn't lay up against anything. This cable is actually real important because it goes to your oxygen sensor. You don't want to get it damaged by laying up against anything, so put that bracket back on. We tightened up this 10mm right here. We reconnected our switch here, and our clamp is tight over there. Now, we previously tightened up the drain valve down on the bottom over here. So we're going to push this clamp back into where it belongs here, and then we're going to refill the radiator. And let me fill the radiator up, and we'll come right back. Okay, we cleared the codes out of it, and now we're just going to go back into the data stream. We're going to see what the actual temperature is when we start this vehicle up. And then we're going to monitor the temperature. All right, we're starting it up now, and the temperature is 102 degrees. All right, as you can see, our temperature is right down to the cold line. All right, we're going to let this run for a little bit. We know we're starting out at 102, and it'll come right back once it warms up a little bit, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I've had the car running now for about 3-4 minutes. As you can see, the temperature is 183 degrees. So we're going to take it out, we're going to drive it a little bit, and we're going to make sure it's okay, and we'll come right back. As you can see, we're up to 194, so everything looks good. All right, we're just going to check the fan under the hood, and we're going to wrap this job up. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.